Lijang Tower, Night Market. I like to come right to point right away. You can get there faster than they are, and as they try to push through into the courtyard or to point, you can boop them out and keep them out in the open. It's better to keep them out here because then they have like no cover at all and they can't get you too. If they push coast when you're on point, then you just boop them off. It's kind of free. They should never go coast, but if they do, then you boops and double boops. On point, there's wall jumps. You can use the little like slants on the beams to wall jump. It's a little difficult to do at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's just like every other wall jump. Sometimes I'll have a sim on this point. You can come out here, grapple right under this spot, and then swing right through the window. This stops them from doing the TP strat, but if you're not set up for it and ready for it, then it can be difficult because every other grapple spot is going to be a little awkward, so just slam onto them. And then on point, it's very wide open, so minefield on point is pretty good. Once you have point and you're holding them off, I told up here you can watch both these doors, the left door and the right door, to make sure no one comes up here, and you can push them if they do, and then when you have the opportunity, just slam the choke. Or you can boop and slam the choke and split them with that boop. If they end up going left, then you just slam onto them just as you did the same way. And you can spawn camp on this map as well, and people, if you have the opportunity to spawn camp, you can double boop them off the map. If they're holding you, then just come left. Do not bother going mid into them, just come left, come behind them, and then you can boop the back line or slam the entire team. You can also come top right, and if your team is like set up, if your team's just a quick fight, you just slam right in onto them without the boop. And for stalling, for getting out to point quickly, you can come far right over the ledge to get to point really quickly. You also use this to roll out to get behind them when they're defending you, when you're attacking, when you're retaking as well. But it's good for contesting. Gardens. Come for spawn and just jump through. You can watch them as they're on the bridge and grapple up top to boop them off this angle, or you can just use the bridge and boop them mid and slam. It's pretty often they get to the bridge when you have a ball, or you can grapple through and bounce off the rocks. Jumps, and then you can spin around this middle part for the mid fight. If they have a sim again, sometimes they'll TP that window, stand in the, under this doorway, grab this metal pole, and you have a good swing to boot them out. And this one's even better because they go in the hole. Easy environment to kill, easy all charge. Spinning on point here is pretty good. You have cover from the middle part, but you can also grapple up higher when you spin. This will put you at a higher height, so now the brig and the can't bash you, the Rhine can't pin you. It's harder for them to hit you as well, because instead of just going on a straight x-axis, you're going up and down on the y-axis. And you can wall jump on the middle parts to slam without grapple. This river, you can jump across this river without any speed anywhere. You can jump from one side to the other without Lucio, without grapple. This is really good because you could be fighting on point and then quickly. It's really good because you could be fighting on point and then quickly jump off, get the mega, jump back on. Now you have healing and you're back really quickly. You can do the same with this, like the side mega. Sometimes you don't want to go in that room because it can be dangerous if there's someone in there. But you can just jump along the ledges. If they come to the left room, then you can look to boop along the side, boop them off the edge, come left or right. If they're expecting you in one way, then you just quickly rotate and go the other way. It's pretty good environmental kills, but if they're watching you and getting stunned, it might just be better to go for a slam and be careful. You can either grapple to slam, or you can jump off the edge to slam. Since you can jump off the river so easily, you can jump across, get behind them, boop them through. When they have point and they're defending you, just come the opposite way. You cannot jump across the river, just come full left. And then look to disrupt when your team's ready to go in with you. Sometimes there's that hog there that likes to fish and go for environmental kills. Just dodge the first hook, or don't get hooked the first time. You can come left, and if he doesn't, in lower ranks, if he's ignoring you, you can just boop him off, and it's kind of easy. You can also spawn kill on this map. It's probably the harder of the three maps, because of how often do you actually get the opportunity, but you can spawn kill on this one, or you can hide in the room and double boop later on. for when you need to stall, you can zoom and bounce off the rock to slam through the window. This is if you're desperate, because it's normally just better to jump across the river so that you know you're going to be hitting someone with your slam and not just wasting your slam on getting to the window. Finally, control center. Just roll out as fast as you can and come to point and right behind them. You can look for a nice clean scoop on them as they're coming through. Easy out charge, you shouldn't die on that. You can also jump off the stairs and slam when they're playing this mid fight, and you can also spin around as well. The first fight always happens up here, so these are all pretty good. On point, you can wall jump these little side wings. It's harder to wall jump the main part, but the side wings are pretty easy. You can also wall jump the walls around point. The front side's easier, but the back side can be done. You can even wall jump this part to go to Mega. It's gonna be fighting on point. Hit this wall jump, and then get to Mega. It is a little tricky because of the lip at the top, but once you have the hang of it, it's pretty handy. You also just quickly grapple underneath, tightrope, to get up that height without needing any wall jumping. You can also tightrope from one of these ledges to the other ledge by jumping off the middle part if there's a widow for some reason playing on over here, or you just want to get back to your team. If they're playing farther back, slamming this pillar is even better. Slamming into them, you know they're going to expect where you land and they're going to stun you. But if you slam on top of them, on a ledge, they can't really, it slams all around, not just one section. And it's hard for them to stun you or shoot you and do the damage to you because you're on top of them. When they're holding you, they normally hold this tight choke close. Just don't even bother. Come around, come left side, away from them. And either you can force point and they'll have to back up into you, and then your team has space, and then you can look for a scoop on them, and you have a good pinch on them with your team, or just engage closer up. You can also wall jump off this shuttle, and on the other side the drone. Now this point, when you're defending, is really good with these environmental kills. You can get a lot of boops here as they're holding the choke. Your team's holding the choke, then you can environmental them by booping them off once. Sometimes they'll be right on the edge, but a double boop will ensure this. If you ever get stuck here, just quickly jump off the ledge and you can slam onto the other ledge and get away safely. But if you're going for the boop or they're watching and you can't go for the boop, just boop them through around the choke. Split them from the team, slam them, and then you can even spawn kill them as well here if you have your opportunity, either close or farther out.